Hey guys, I am back and today I am going to be doing a quick get ready with me. I just thought it would be fun to sit down and play with my makeup because why not? I am in the middle of finals week, but I needed a break from studying, so I thought it would be fun to spend some time, film, and chat. So if you like get ready with me's or you want to see what kind of look that I come up with, because to be honest, I don't really know what look I'm going to come up with yet. Please just keep watching. I'm going to start by just taking a teeny tiny bit of this Smashbox Photo Finish Minimize Pores Primer, and I'm just going to prep it into the center of my face. And then I'm just going to take 2 pumps of this Smashbox Studio Skin 24-Hour Wear Hydrating Foundation in the shade 2.12 and take it on the back of my sponge and just blend that all over my face. So school. I only have one test left and it is a physics test. I'm very much not looking forward to it, but I also need to only get like a 30 on it to pass the class. So my stress levels definitely aren't through the roof. I purposely made this test to be like pass fail. We call it credit, no credit. Because I knew, first of all, I knew that there was going to be no way, there is no amount of studying that can make me understand the material enough to do amazing on the final to counteract me not doing super amazing thus far. I'm just going to take this e.l.f. Camo Hydrating Concealer in the shade Light Sand. I don't know, I was doing so well in all of my other classes, and that was the one class that I wasn't doing super well in, so I was like, I'm allowed to do my best and accept my best. Does that make sense? Like, I don't need to sit here trying to push myself to be super great at physics when I'm not super great at physics, but I'm pretty good at statics and my health class and all of those other things that I am taking this quarter. We got back our like final presentation grades for our for my major course that I'm taking this quarter. It's like an intro design course, and I don't know. At the beginning of this quarter I was not doing great. Well, I wasn't doing poorly. I just wasn't really enjoying the course, and that was making me really like second guess my life choices. I'm just gonna take my Coty Airspun powder and this big Morphe fluffy brush. And like, I'm not saying like, oh, I didn't like this one course, so I'm gonna change my whole life plan. It's just the teacher at the beginning of the course of the quarter made some sort of comment of like, if you don't do well in this course, you should consider changing majors. And like, sometimes he can be a little bit blunt and crass. I'm gonna take my Tarte Park Avenue Princess and these 2 darker shades. Yeah, sometimes he can be a little bit crass, a little bit like he'll pick on you, and he's not trying to make you upset. He just picks on everyone, and if you pick on him back, he doesn't get mad. He like gets excited. And beginning of the year, I didn't realize that was just his personality. I thought he was like super serious and blah blah blah, and if you don't like my course, you should get out. But I got used to it. He's fine. He's a very nice guy. When he's not making me consider switching my major. In case you didn't know, I am majoring in biomedical engineering, which means, I mean, you can do many different things with that kind of degree, but what I will most likely end up doing is working for some sort of like medical device company, which I am very excited about. I loved this field. I'm just going to take my Tarte blush in Party and this Morphe blush brush and dust this on my cheeks. Oh, I really liked this field because I definitely didn't want to be a doctor. I don't have the stomach for it. I don't have the will to go to 8+ years of schooling. but I love the idea of working in healthcare. And I've always, in high school, I really loved math and I really loved biology. So that helped push me towards BMed. I'm going to take my Becca highlighter in the shade Opal and dust that on the tops of my cheeks. I'm just going to take my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in the shade Taupe. Other than my one class that I still have to take a test for, everything is wrapped up and I'm very happy with how I did this quarter. One thing that I've always really loved about YouTube is that there's just like everything. I mean, and I don't mean like everything, like everything worth happening is on YouTube. I mean that no matter what you are looking for, you can probably find something on YouTube. So like I'm very picky about my planners. And it took me a very long process of looking for my planner for the upcoming year. Especially since my roommate and I, this is my Lorac behind the scenes eyeshadow primer, we're trying to live more sustainably, so I was trying to look for a sustainably made planner. And that was difficult. Most of them were like UK brands, and then I didn't know how I felt about ordering like a planner and then having it shipped from the UK. That didn't seem like very great carbon footprint anyways. So I was trying to look for a company in the US. Oh, and they were sustainably made, but they weren't like completely biodegradable or something like that. And so then I was like, well, then I can find something in the US. And so then I started looking at planner reviews on YouTube. I'm just going to play with this Laura Mercier Eye Artists palette. I'm just going to take this big fluffy brush that's like mostly clean in the shade Vanilla Nuts, and then kind of run that along my crease area where I put that primer. Anyways, so I did decide which planner I'm getting, and I'm very excited because I ordered it and it's coming in the mail and all that jazz. But I don't know, I'm just very excited for the upcoming year. I've always loved goal setting and things like that. I'm going to go in with the shade Fresco, which is like a matte, light purpley shade, and just kind of fluff that everywhere. As I was saying. Oh, I've always loved goal setting. Like, I think for me, it helps me push myself. And there are definitely like certain goals that I accomplish or don't accomplish. I also feel some of them are goals like me make Dean's List every quarter this year, or 2 out of 3 quarters this year, something like that. And sometimes it is something more along the lines of something I want to do, something I want to try. One year, my goal was to get my second piercing. I'm just going to take that same shade, this little liner brush, and go below my lower lash line. And although that may seem like a very silly goal, because I mean, it's not really a goal, it was something that I had wanted to do for a very long time and kept pushing it off or like deciding not to for whatever reason. And a part of me was like, why do I keep doing this? This is something I keep saying I want to do. Why can I not just bite the bullet and not get it over with? Like I ended up going with a friend and we made a day out of it. It was so funny. She and I like had wanted to do it together for a very long time. I'm just gonna take the shade I'm gonna take the shade Plum Smoke, which is slightly deeper, and start working that into the crease. And she wanted to get her industrial, which is that bar that you get across the top of your ear. And then at first, she kind of was like, I don't think I want to do it. I'm feeling stressed and I'm not like completely sure if I want to get it done right here, right now. And so then I was like, okay, I'm still going to get my doubles done because I want to. Because we already drove here and I decided I'm going to. So I'm going to. And then as I was getting my doubles done, she was like, okay, fine, I'll get my industrial. Like, thank you for not chickening out when this was your idea, ma'am. That's my friend. She is the inspiration behind the name of my channel because when we were both in high school, years and years ago, I'm going to take that deepest shade violet ink on that same fluffy brush, kind of start fluffing into my outer V. When we were in high school still, she and I played lacrosse together, and we were doing something. And I think that day there had been a lot of times where I was like, we should do this, and she's like, that sounds awful. Or I was like, hey, why don't we take pictures? And so we still have pictures from that day, actually, and I'm wearing like this bright pink sweatshirt, and it's like raining all around us because, you know, we don't stop for the rain. Weather does not control us. Crazy sport athlete people. Clearly good sport athlete people, if I can know the English word for it. Anyways, and so then we were sitting there and she was wearing like a black sweatshirt and I was wearing a like bright pink one, and she said something along the lines of, we're like polar opposites. It's funny that we get along so well. I was like, that's true, it is kind of funny. She's like, we balance each other out. Like, you're like the complete pink sparkle and I'm like the grumpy void. And I'm like, huh. So it's kind of like that meme that was going around with like the 2 houses, or the 3 houses, I guess. But like the pink, like cute Barbie-esque one, and then like the kind of scary looking one. Anyway, so after that, she called me her pink sparkle for the longest time. And then occasionally, like if we hadn't really hung out in a couple of days, she would be like, I need to get like my dose of pink sparkle in my life, or else I'm just going to become a complete void. I'm like, and so that's kind of where the idea for Daily Dose of Sparkle came from, as like dorky and almost childish the name is. I'm just going to go in with this kind of more dense, fluffy, angled brush from EcoTools, and I'm going to dip it into that Vanilla Nuts shade. And I'm just going to try and clean up this shape. What do I want to do? I know what I want to do. Okay, I'm going to go lightly with the shade Kir Royale, K-I-R Royal. I'm just going to tap that on my lid. It's like a satiny shade. While we're on the subject of that friend, she's really great. She and I joke that we're each other's, like, we get rid of each other's impulse control, because, like, whenever we're around each other, I'll be like, I want to text so-and-so. She'll be like, do it. Do it, do it, do it. I'm going to go in with this Stila Glitter and Glow liquid eyeshadow in the shade Plum On, and I'm just going to spread that across my eyelids and just tap out the edges with my finger. But we have a few mutual friends who know automatically when we are hanging out or FaceTiming one another, because we'll just text them like the weirdest, most random question. They're just like, you two are hanging out. That makes a lot of sense. I'm just going to take a little bit of what's left over on my paddle brush. I'm just going to drag it along the inner portion of my lower lash line. This is very sparkly, and I love it. You may be asking yourself, Jasmine, why are you using that glitter when you have a glitter in your Roulette Pen collab that you haven't used yet this month? And the answer is, because I'm a bad project panner. I go back into my Tarte Park Avenue Princess palette, take this tapered blush brush from e.l.f., and just kind of take a little bit of the shade Halo and just kind of whisk away any fallout, random specks of glitter, anything that could, be harshing my game. I'm going to quickly, off camera, line my upper and lower waterline with this Cargo's Cosmetics Swimbles eye pencil in the shade of Black Sea, and then going into my mascara, I'm going to kind of layer the Pure Fully Charged and the Benefit Bad Gal Bang mascaras. I also gave my face a quick spritz of my Mario Badescu Rose and Aloe spray. I am just going to hit the inner corners of my eyes with this Becca highlighter that I used on my face. Then I'm just going to quickly line my lips with the Italian Deluxe lip liner in the shade Nude. I'm going to outline and fill in my lips. And there is the lip liner, and I'm just going to quickly go over it with the MAC lipstick in the shade Innocence Beware, the one in my lip project. So that is it. This is the final look. I'm very happy with how it turned out. I had a lot of fun playing with this palette and this glitter. So if you liked this video or you liked hanging out with me, thank you so much for coming by. I hope to see you again in a future video. If you like Get Ready With Me, I'll make sure to link my playlist down below in the description box. And I hope to see you soon in a future video. Thanks, guys!